Welcome to another episode. In this one, we will look at career opportunities in information technology and compare it with the other industry. Basically, we'll look at the career pyramid in the sense how the growth happens in information technology versus the other industries as well. So this will be interesting, particularly for young folks who are interested in the information technology career and compare it with the other industry. Young folks in the sense, if you are an engineering graduate and want to look at the career opportunities in information technology versus the other industry. The reason for this presentation is this question keeps coming back from various engineering students from be with mechanical background, electrical background, like what are the uh, career opportunities in information technology when compared with other industries, the challenges they have. So this will give you a big picture. It will not go in depth into it, but it will give you a big picture, and so that you can choose the options accordingly. So let's look at the information technology aspect and then compare it with the other industry. So if you look at the IT career pyramid, even if it is, take for example, it could be an IT services company where it is more of a services in the sense there is going to be different implementation of the product, maybe ERP product or development of any web-based development as well. So basically, I mean the base in the sense, if you look at the initial years, the base is wide, massive opportunities at the lower end of the pyramid, like the developers. So developers and software engineers, the opening is in millions across the globe. We'll see the reason for that also. So this is where you find even in the engineering colleges, even after they go abroad for probably for their post graduation also, and most of the post graduation happens in the software related post graduation. MS in US happen, even though they are from a different background, mechanical background, they go for opt for a IT post graduation. So the openings are millions over here, that is as developer software engineer. And if you look at the life cycle of that, it is 1 to 5 years as developer. There is a so if you look at it, the base is so very huge, and that is where you find the folks with non-IT background getting into the IT field, be it a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer, instrumentation engineer. They opt for the IT career. And 1 to 5 years, and 1 to 5 years after that is what the next growth happens, that is analyst, project lead or manager. And ratio, but if you look at it, there is going to be a kind of because if you look at the base, and as an example, I'll give you an example, TCS or Infosys, Wipro, 10 years back, if you look at their employee base, it is very less. Maybe that point of time, just giving an example, the numbers could be just an arbitrary numbers. So there it is 10 years before, it was about 1000 employees. Now it is 2000 employees. You can say 1 lakh maybe 10 years before. Now it is 2 lakhs. And most of them are recruited from campus as developer software engineers. And then as you go up the ladder, it's analyst, project leader and manager. Its ratio is 1:4. So if they keep recruiting, then there is no issues. Keep recruiting in the sense, if they are going to broaden the base of recruiting developer, yes, since after 4 or 5 years you become a project lead, because the more are being recruited, instead of 2 lakhs they are going to add up in 10 years down the line, it becomes 3 lakhs. Yes, there is no challenges over there, you can still go up the career. But if a downtrend happens, then that is where all this, instead of they're keeping going to have the base, the complete as just 2 lakhs, then there is a challenge as you progress. There might be layoffs. Otherwise, you don't have issue. If they are going to keep recruiting, no issues. So this is second stage, 5 to 10 years ratio is 4:1. One is the analyst or project lead. 4 is the bottom line as developer. So 4 developers, you have 1 project lead, something like that. The ratio is approximate. It's not. It need not be exact match. And next comes the architect, program manager, delivery manager. Architect is more pronounced, or more architect is there in the product company, a program manager, delivery manager in the IT services company. And ratio is again approximately 4:1, which means 4 times project lead manager, you have 1 program manager. Multiple projects, then comes the project manager. Similarly, delivery manager. So this is 10 to 20 years. So which means you might, at that stage, you might cross 40 or 45 years when you cross the program manager. Then becomes the IT leader, something like a vice president, 25 plus years. No more, it is might be technical, more of people management, more of looking into the strategies of running the business. So IT leader is 10:1, and very few can, because that is where again you look at all the office related politics also plays a critical role. You should be in good books with your managers as well. So that is the 4th stage. And 25 years, that time it's you are about 45 plus, and that is where again 45 plus is what you could face a challenge in the IT career. That is where people tend to have come out and have their own businesses as well. Generally it happens. That is what 45 plus career in IT is always a kind of a question mark, so you should get adopted to it. And the last level, CIO, I am not looking at the CIO level because it is very, very less, 1 in hundreds or 1 in thousands. So if you look at the advantages or challenges, on-site, offshore opportunities, you work from anywhere, remote working is possible with the IT career. And technology change, layoff, this is what is, you have to have room to have a mindset. The layoff need not be, again I am stressing this, need not be on a performance basis. Now we are seeing it with the big tech companies like Google or Microsoft. There are layoffs because the company thought this technology would be the future technology, invested that, but the career, it did not, that product did not pick off in the market. So naturally they might scale down that technology. So that is where the layoffs happens. It need not be performance based. It could be based on the product not doing well. So that layoff, you need to be adaptable to that. If you're looking at the IT careers, you need to be adaptable to layoff. You need to look out for the keep learning and keep looking for the opportunity. That is very important as far as we are seeing that in the last 4 to 5 years, technology changes and layoffs are happening at a massive scale compared to earlier times. Maybe prior 2010, it was not like that. So this is as far as the IT career is concerned. So compare it with the other, and again the last point, yes, definitely you have a higher pay in IT career, shorter career cycle. If it is 1 to 5 years, 5 to 10, 10 to 20, and so it's shorter career. And again, after 45 years is what is going to be a little challenge as well, as far as if you are into the IT career. I'm not saying there is no opportunities after 45, it could be there, but is far less compared to other IT industry. Now let's get into the other industry as well. So here if you look at the base is far less, thousands of openings as engineers, and then comes the Then comes the manager. Its ratio is 5:1, meaning 5 engineers, 1 manager, 10 to 20 years. Then comes general manager, which is 20 plus years, approximately 5 manager, you'll have 1 GM, and then the senior GM. So here, I mean, if you look at it, the career can go till up to till your retirement as well. Take a construction industry, it's happening till up to your retirement. You could be there in the career growth is slow. There are reasons for it. We'll see that career growth, or a mechanical industry, fabrications, or energy, particularly if it is the electricity related one. The career growth is slower, pay is slightly lesser, but the base openings are much lesser compared to IT. IT field, there could be at the base of it, there could be 10 IT engineer requirement, whereas in the core sector, it could be just one engineer goes into the core sector. So that is where is the difference, ideal difference. 10 openings in the IT at the base level, as a fresher level, where there could be only one opportunities in the core, and that too little lesser pay, because you need to work in a plant. The plant could be located in the outskirts of the city or in a different city. So those are the challenges in the other industry. So if you look at this is a traditional model, it's there for centuries, whereas IT industry is hardly about 30 years. Prior 1990, you cannot say there was an IT industry existed there at all worldwide. It is after 1990 is what we are seeing this IT career. So traditional industry model, other industries, slower growth but higher stability. Higher stability in the sense it's not a high pressure job, much more comparatively, because there are technology changes happening in the IT industry. That is where is the challenge. So it's a slower growth, higher stability, very less impact on technology, longer product cycle. Why I'm saying this, let's take an example. Longer product cycle, if you take automobile industry, now we are maybe after 30-40 years, we are changing, electrical based vehicles are coming. Prior to that, it was based on petroleum products for last 40-50 years. So longer product cycle. Now we are seeing a change. So very less impact on technology. Or take, for example, construction industry. It's going to be the same for 10s or 50 years. So so that is what is the difference between the IT career and other industry career. So I hope you found this useful. So give it a thought. So if you want to get into the IT career, you could do it, but you need to keep learning. You need to understand there could be a technology obsolescence. There is bound to be a layoff in spite of being a best performer as well. This is bound to happen as well. So keep that in mind and then decide and choose your career. I wish you good luck and do subscribe to my channel.